Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. We are hopefully live on YouTube. This is Jay Gaines, aka the Wholesale Diva. It says I'm in my personal meeting. I want to make sure. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. We are hopefully live on YouTube. This is Jay Gaines, aka the Wholesale Diva. And I have here with me today the beautiful and gorgeous. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. We are hopefully live. This is not working. On YouTube. This is Jay Gaines, aka the Wholesale Diva. Hold on. Let me go all the way back out. That. Are you still here, Christine?
Yeah.
I can't find you.
Oh, I'm here.
I can't find that Zoom that I have open. Let me.
Oh, you probably got to move some windows around.
Yeah, I got to move something around.
I'm getting lots of response from the podcast.
So a lot of people are watching?
Yeah, a few people were watching.
Oh. So what are they saying?
This one was, he was like, Christina, you look so good today. I was like, oh, thank you. Your mentor is really good. She really knows what she's talking about. He said he tried asking a question, but it didn't work.
Oh, maybe it didn't come through. I'm trying to find you. Where are you at? I can hear you, but I don't see you.
Hi, you don't see
a
me.
meeting. I always have this problem when I try to record something, it never goes smooth.
Oh. That's all right. Take your time.
Now the mouse ain't picking up nothing. What's going on with that?
Is it wireless? I usually just turn it off and turn it back on.
I'm trying to just get back into the meeting I am with you. Where is that at? Oh, wait, hold on. I might be able to find you. Oh my God, I found you.
Oh, okay.
Wait, where'd you go? Oh,
I'm still here.
It's bringing up some app stores. What the fudge?
Oh, are you on the Apple?
Oh. It took me out to the Apple. Okay, let's try this again. What I think I might have to do is just record it here on my computer. Let's see. I want to record it in the cloud. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Wholesale Diva, motivational speaker, author, life coach, and real estate investing mentor also. And I have a fantabulous, if that's even a word, guest here on this evening with us, OMG. This young lady worked for 17 years for Marriott Hotels. She is a renowned vocalist known all over the United States. She's a singer, a songwriter, and an actress. She is a podcast host of Dinner at the Round Table. She is the manager of 4 Airbnbs that she does not even own. We have got to ask her about that. And she also is working with Turo Car Rentals as a concierge of luxury vehicles. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Christine Rodriguez, known as La Duenda. Did I pronounce it right?
La Dueña.
La Dueña.
Thank you so much for that beautiful intro. I really appreciate that. I mean, yeah, I tried.
So is there anything else that you want to tell the audience about yourself? Because I know you probably got more to tell than what I came up with. I just kind of summarized your life into 2 paragraphs.
I mean, I'm also a mother of an 18-year-old, and he's currently attending college for architecture.
Okay.
And pretty much I live in Florida now. I'm originally from New York, born and raised. I'm a performer as well, so I'm a singer, songwriter. I have songs on YouTube, Spotify, digital platforms out there, and I also
All right.
perform.
We're gonna have to put those in the notes for everyone if they want to follow through. So we're having our wind down Sunday.
It's Sunday wind down.
Sunday wind down with the girls. We're just chit-chatting with a celebrity here.
Aw, thank you.
Okay. All right. I
You're
said,
looking extra
Wholesale Diva steps back because you are the star tonight. So Christine Rodriguez, you have a podcast. Tell us about what started this podcast and some of the things that you all share on the podcast.
Oh my goodness, the podcast is so much fun. Basically, it started off with a very good friend of mine of over 15 years, Nelson, and he's very well known in the Latin community, where we live in the Dykeman area, Upper Washington Heights area in Manhattan. And so basically, it started with just a whole bunch of group of friends. And, they're always having interesting conversations. Right. So originally it started with him and two of his other friends, including his cousin, John Tavar. And basically it's been running right now for about 3 years, and it's been picking up and it's becoming very, very successful. A lot of people are excited to be on the show. We basically interview a lot of upcoming artists. And of course, being from New York, you have a lot of upcoming artists, rappers, singers, and including business owners as well. So if you're basically if you're an entrepreneur, or you started your own business, whether it's real estate or whether it's selling chocolate or selling clothing or anything like that, we definitely like to have you on the show. We'd like to celebrate the Black and Brown community, and we call ourselves, our motto is your source to knowledge. So we basically try to introduce to the public that anyone can become an entrepreneur if you have the drive within you. Anyone can be a business owner. And we basically just try to put as much information out there and open up people's minds and teach them to be a little open-minded, like, oh, you know what? Maybe I can start my own clothing business, or maybe I can start my own record label, or anything is possible, So we try to invite as many people as we can onto the podcast, and also have if you have questions, you can put your questions in the chat box, and we're very interactive, and it's very exciting. Our recent interview was with the Wholesale Diva, and that was such a great show, and it was so wonderful having you on the show.
Thank you.
Great. We were able
I'm looking forward to the final copy. I understand. Hang on one second. Let me pull this cord.
Yeah, so the podcast was just fresh. So we just finished the podcast like 15, 20 minutes ago. And right now my phone is blowing up. Everyone is like, oh, I wanna work with Miss Gaines and the wholesaling and in real estate. And how do you do it? Do you need your license and all this? And
you're asking all kinds of questions now. Right?
All kinds of questions right now. And I'm like, okay, I'll get back to you. Right now I'm talking to.
That's great. That's great. Let the knowledge flow. I want to have as many people, brown and African American people, that I can. That's our focus, the brown and the Black community.
Absolutely.
So tell us about your singing in New York. I understand you were kind of big in New York, as far as you were the you were the studio. What's the singer's name that you were?
I have a song right now with Don Taran, and Don Taran is a very well-known Jamaican artist in Jamaica, and I also did I was a background singer for the Gloria Estefan tribute band. So we did a few concerts, on the East Coast, so that was really fun. And yeah, I recorded in many music studios in Manhattan, very well-known ones, especially
in Manhattan. I understand that you imitated some famous singer. Who was that?
That I imitated a famous singer?
Yeah.
Oh, Selena.
Selena. Yeah, I was trying to pull it out of you. You were a Selena when you were in New York. Oh my God.
Yeah, pretty much like a Selena impersonator and singer.
Right.
And I love singing Selena songs. Like that's kind of what got me more serious into becoming a singer.
Okay.
I was able to imitate her, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, you sound just like her!" And so
Okay,
we
yeah, that was one of the things that I did in my research that I did on you. Now, I understand that you run 4 Airbnbs, but you do not own any of them.
nope, I
That
don't.
sounds like the wholesale world where you can do real estate and you don't have to be a licensed agent. Tell us how
Yeah.
you manage 4 Airbnbs that you have no deeds on, you have no titles to, the owners work with you, you have bookings lined up back to back, you're successful with this. Tell us about it.
The Airbnb, basically, I came across Airbnb sort of on accident.
Okay.
My father had passed away. This was about 5, 6 years ago when Airbnb kind of started,
Right.
and we have a really nice, decent sized house.
Mhm.
And so I wanted to get income from my mother. You know, my mother wanted to go back to work since my father passed away, and she was bored and lonely and stuff like that. And I was like, well, Mom, I don't want you to go back to work. Let me find a way to make some money for you, or let me find something for you to do. So then we came up across Airbnb and rented out the master bedroom, which is super huge. We're only 10 minutes away from Walt Disney World, so the location was super prime location. There's tons of restaurants, bars, lots of things to do within walking distance from the house. So I was able to take advantage of all those amenities, including the park and walking in the park. There's a park that's like 15 miles long, kayaking, jet skiing right down the street. Like go-karts, you got everything from walking distance from this house. So I was like, this is perfect. So we started with that. It was really good for my mom because it was an opportunity for her to talk to a lot of people who are traveling into Orlando from the UK, from out of this country. So she made friends literally like all over the world, and she loved it because she's very social. And at that time I was living in New York. So I was fine. I was able to get something for my mom to do. But once I started, then I got laid off from, due to the pandemic. So I was working for Marriott for many years in Manhattan, making really good money. And, my mind doesn't stop. Like I need to keep myself busy all the time. So I was like, you know what? Let me find a way how to expand my Airbnb since I'm already really good at that. Let me see how I can go about getting more apartments. But I didn't feel comfortable buying a house or
Right.
renting an
Investing
apartment.
the credit and
That's,
all that. Yeah.
yeah, getting my credit pulled and all that. I was kind of uncomfortable with all that. So I was like, there's got to be a way. So basically, the 4 apartments that we have, or the 4 listings that we have, this I got just through word of mouth.
Right.
For all the people that I've known. So I have friends in Miami and I have friends in Orlando as well.
Okay.
And they basically just like, hey, Christine, I have another apartment. It's also close to Disney World, and I live in another state. So can you help me get this rented? And that was when I was like, the opportunity came to me.
The light bulb went off.
A light bulb went up. I was like, wait a minute. I already do Airbnb. So if anything, I'll manage your Airbnb for you since you're not physically present. So I rent it. So he has the apartment. I basically, in the beginning, I went myself to go clean it and stuff, and I would greet the guest. And I've worked in the front desk in the hotel for many, many years. So I already know how to communicate with the guests. So basically we started with that, and the guests were very happy. They were satisfied. I communicated with them constantly throughout their stay, made sure they were happy and stuff. And then we just started getting really good ratings. And the owner of that apartment was just so pleased with what I was doing and, how organized everything was. And we rarely, if we did have an issue, I was able to take care of that. Because in life and in anything in business, there's always going to be some sort of
hiccups.
yeah, there's going to be hiccups along the road. But because I already have 15 years of experience dealing with guests and customers, I'm able to take care of the situation right away. And the guest always comes out happy. So now, we are expanding down to Miami. So I have a couple of other friends in Miami that also have their own apartments, again, in prime locations. The locations is very important. That's kind of what makes the Airbnb. If you want to, it's either go big or go home, right?
Oh, right.
It's either go big or go home. So if you have an apartment that is close to a prime location, such as Disney World or on the beach or in front of an arena where there's lots of concerts and expos and conventions and stuff like that, those locations can potentially make you a lot of money. And so I have a friend who has a really nice apartment, 2 apartments in Miami across the street from, I think they changed the name, but where the Miami Heat plays.
Right.
So it was a super prime location, beautiful views. You could see the water, walking distance to all the restaurants and everything. So we started doing the same thing there.
With both of his apartments?
Both of his apartments, yeah. So this particular individual is actually not in the country. He's out of the country. So I'm managing his apartments for him
while he's out of the country.
And
you own none of these properties?
I don't own any of these properties.
So ladies and gentlemen out there who are watching this interview or this podcast, please understand there are so many ways that you can get into real estate and be successful, generate revenue. And at the same time, it's a win-win for everybody involved. This young lady owns none of these properties. However, she's managing them for her clients. So her clients get paid, she gets paid. The guests come and have a great experience. It's a total win-win. So I understand that you're involved with real estate investing also. Tell us how you got into that and what made you want to get into it. You were already doing the Airbnbs. You were successful. You got laid off from your job with Marriott. And you said what to yourself?
What if I got to figure something out? I got to make money now. I got to make money like yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So my mind just is, I don't know if it has to do with me being an Aquarius, you know, but we are like,
might be.
I think so. Cause we're just creative. Like I love to take, you know, current situations that are already working and make it better and put in my little flow in there as well.
Okay.
You know? So, so one of the things in real estate, my father, many years ago before he passed away, he actually owned 6 properties.
Wow.
I'm originally from Staten Island in New York. And so he owned properties in New York that he rented out to tenants. He also had in Orlando, and we also had a couple in Miami. And I even lived in one of the apartments for a while in Miami, and I lived in the house in Staten Island for a while too. So, you know, I was kind of bouncing around, figuring out where do I really want to be at? Do I want to live in Miami? Do I want to live in New York? So that was really cool. So I kind of got that spark. Yeah, from my dad. And I was like, oh, well, this is so cool. Like we could just, you know, anytime I feel like staying in Miami, oh, I got a place in Miami. Let me go there. And so that was really cool. And I really liked that. So after I got laid off from Marriott in Manhattan, I was basically going online and trying to figure out how I can get into real estate, because I already knew that there are so many ways you can go about real estate. There's the, you know, the flipping of the houses, there's wholesaling. There's so many different ways to go about real estate. And I came across your video on YouTube. Okay. And you started talking about wholesaling. And at this moment, I actually didn't know anything about wholesaling. I knew about flipping and other stuff, but I didn't know exactly what wholesaling was. I knew I heard about it, but I never like dove too far into it. So I started watching some of your many hundreds of videos that you got on YouTube. And I was like listening to what you were saying and listening to the deals that you were working on and listening to your previous students and how much of a great experience they have with you. And I remember one of your videos, you were standing outside the house, you had just bought the property, and you were like, if you're looking for mentorship, call this phone number and send me an email as well. And the very next day, matter of fact, I think it was that night, I sent an email. I think it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I think I sent you an email at 3 o'clock in the morning. You got right back to me the next day. And that was when we started conversating about real estate and how to get a mentor. I never knew how important it is to have a mentor, not just in real estate, but any type of business venture that you're going to, whether it's selling on Amazon or selling things online or, cooking, like anything like that. You want to have a mentor because they've already been there and done that. And especially in real estate, there are so many pieces to the puzzle to making a successful deal.
Like a jigsaw.
It is definitely like a jigsaw puzzle.
And
However,
no deal is the same. A lot of people understand it. They, well, give me a script. That script might not work for every situation.
And you're absolutely right. Because I thought that too. I was like, oh, just tell me steps 1 to 10 and I'll do it.
Tell me what to say.
Tell me what to say.
You're all set to talk to a female and it ends up being an old grandpa.
Right.
Yeah. Then you're like, what do I say?
Every conversation is different. You can't start with the same intro with everybody, whether it's a young female or whether it's an older man that, he's ready to retire or something. Everyone is different.
I'd like you to give us 3 key points. If someone wanted to get into wholesaling, what would be 3 things that they need to, and just give us the 3 points. Don't tell them in detail.
Sure. Number one, get a mentor.
Okay.
Get a mentor, because I just never knew how important it was. I thought I could just buy a course and I'll start flipping houses or whatever the situation is. Number 2, you have to be coachable. You have to be coachable. A lot of people have a hard time coming out of what they're already used to,
right,
and they have a problem coming out for what they think they already know. Right. And it's like, if you already knew everything, then why are you getting a mentor to begin with? Or why aren't you successful in real estate? So be coachable, be open-minded, be able to accept constructive criticism. A lot of people can't accept constructive criticism. I work for
they get all in their feelings.
Yeah, they start getting into all their feelings and stuff like that. You can't do that in real estate. You can't do that in real estate. And I learned that long time ago.
Yeah, swimming with the sharks.
Swimming with the sharks, and you got to be in it to win it. And number 3, and then the third thing is execution. Do it. Do the darn thing.
They get stuck on scared to talk to sellers, and then after they talk to sellers, they're like, what do I do now?
What do I do now? Yeah.
But use your head. So
yeah.
They don't know what to do now.
You need, and that's why a mentor is so important, because the mentor will push you to, to your uncomfortable moments. You don't want to get on the phone because you're uncomfortable. Well, the mentor is here's the phone, talk. Get
a call in.
Yes, you're next.
Done. What they say in the industry, get her done. Get her done. Okay. All right. So you're a real estate investor. You run 4 Airbnbs that you totally don't own. You a singer, songwriter, actress. 17 years with Marriott Hotels. And also, on top of that, you're going to be doing expos and trade shows. And what's the other one? You have an initiative for 1,000 Hispanic families. Tell us about that.
Yes. So the business that Ms. Gaines has helped me build is on my website, which is christinebuysHouses.com. And we have an initiative. Our initiative is to put 1,000 Hispanic families in homes by the end of the year 2021. Okay. And we are so excited about this initiative because a lot of people are so intimidated when it comes to purchasing a home because they're uneducated, and I'd like to be hopefully the middle person that helps guide you. You don't need to have good credit. You don't need to buy a house through a bank or, get a mortgage. You don't need to get your credit.
Wait a minute. You're saying you don't need credit, you don't need a bank, and you don't need a mortgage?
No.
That sounds too good to be true.
No, Ms. Gaines, you do not. You do not. And that's what I feel that makes our initiative so powerful and so effective, is because we basically go through what's called creative financing. And basically, and you taught me as well, anything in life is negotiable. If you think you can't get it, you never know. You just never know. Talk
Closed
to
mouths don't get fed.
closed mouths
Open
don't
your
get
mouth and
fed.
ask. Just open your mouth. All they can say is yes or
No. And that's what a lot of people, they're too
afraid of.
busy stuck on, oh, what if I don't get approved, or what if this, or what if something goes wrong, or and you just don't know until you go for it.
So I also understand that you're going to be producing some expos and business trade shows. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, absolutely. So one of the expos that we are currently working on is a multicultural women's expo for women in entrepreneurship, multicultural. So we invite all colors of the rainbow, everyone. Female entrepreneurship is so dear to me, obviously, because I'm a single mother. I raised my son and he's currently going to college, and I never thought that I'd be able to do that.
Right.
And all I had to do,
I
I never thought I'd be able to do that. I remember I was devastated. I remember I was like, oh my God, life is so hard right now. And I was a teenage mother as well, to add salt to the wound. I was a teenage mother, left by myself, not collecting child support, none of that. I had to get everything.
And look at you now, as an inspiration to women out there. I think if someone looked at you now and said, my God, she went through all that, but look at how successful she is now. I think that's a great inspiration for women. We might have to change the title on this video. Before we release it, put a good title like,
yeah, right.
Mom is a Wonder Woman.
Single mother, dropped out of high school. Okay. Wow. Dropped out of high school. I had to get my GED. Dropped out of college. I'd spent a little time in college. I couldn't finish because, being a single mom plus having to work full time. So that was a little difficult to do, back then, but I didn't stop. I never quit. I moved to New York. I kept going. That was it.
I have a support system or not?
My support system were my parents.
Okay. But they were in Florida, right?
But they were in Florida while I was in New York. So it was very difficult. And, unfortunately, they're no longer with us anymore. My mother passed away 3 years ago, and my father passed away about 6 years ago. But still, they were my support system. And even though it was through long distance, I still figured it out. I still moved forward. I still didn't quit. And I always remained open-minded. And I always remained that anything is possible. I just have to go get it. Even though I don't know what I'm doing, even though I didn't know what I was doing, I went out to get it. I was like, when there's a will, there's a way.
Okay.
If there's a will, there's a way.
That sounds great. So you've accomplished so much, and you mind telling us your age?
Now I'm 35.
At the age of 35, you've accomplished all these things and you're still going strong. That is phenomenal.
Still going. I still feel like this is just the beginning.
We are so happy for you.
Thank you.
So we're kind of at that point in our interview where we do what we call a lightning round.
Okay.
In the lightning round, I will say a phrase or I will say one word, and you have like 30 seconds to say the first thing that comes to your mind. We don't want you to think about it, because if you think about it, you're going to give a politically correct answer. The audience really wants to know the real Christina deep down inside.
Okay. All right, let's get it.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, what is your favorite drink?
Margarita.
Alcoholic beverage.
Margarita.
Okay, your favorite food?
Cuban sandwich.
Your favorite ice cream flavor?
Chocolate chip cookie dough.
Your favorite city?
New York.
Your favorite country?
Japan.
Okay. Credit.
Credit?
When I say that word, what comes to your mind? Credit.
Credit card?
Okay. Cash.
Dinero.
Your favorite type of car?
Rolls Royce.
Sauna or swimming pool?
Swimming pool.
Okay. Miami, Florida.
Ooh, party.
If you suddenly inherited $1 million from a relative that you didn't even know about, what would be the first three things that you would do?
Ooh, one of the things that I always wanted to do was to find a way to provide housing to the unfortunate people, like, or people who don't, homeless people, and also other women who are in the same situation that I was, single mother, teen moms, situations like that. I'd like to build. My dream was to always have like some sort of housing or a resort style, because I worked in so many years in resorts, and be a community as well where these people can come and learn as well, like learn a trade.
Okay, that would be the first thing. What would be the second?
One. The second thing would be to get myself a Rolls Royce. Nice car.
So you got to get a Rolls. Okay. Third thing?
Third thing, invest in real estate. Invest more in real estate.
Okay. That sounds good. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Christine Rodriguez Ladunienda.
Yes.
I'm pronouncing that right.
I know, it's
Ladunienda. She's in Florida, formerly from Manhattan. She's a real estate investor. She's also runs Airbnbs. She was with Marriott over 14 years. She's an actress, singer, songwriter. Ladies and gentlemen, let's wrap it up. This is Christine Rodriguez.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you. That was a great interview. I loved it, loved it, loved it. And I forgot how to stop.
Thank you so much for having me on.
I know I don't know what I'm doing. I never understand how to do this.
Well, before you end the recording, everyone can find me on Instagram. My handle is @Ladunienda.